Hello viewers, welcome to this episode of Let's Talk. In the last episode, we began a discussion on anxiety disorders, and we said excessive worry, tension and fear leads to anxiety disorders. And these issues all forms part of mental health. Today, we are continuing our discussion by looking at the types of anxiety disorders and the treatment that are available in handling these situations. Father, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Can you give us a brief recap of our last discussion?
Well, thank you, Father. Last week we looked at what anxiety is. We also said that everybody feels anxiety, and healthy anxiety helps us to perform better in life. But when anxiety is hyper, when it becomes overly done, it leads to what you call anxiety disorders. And these are excessive to the extent that it interferes in our day-to-day activities. Mm-hmm. Then we look at the causes, some of the causes, the symptoms and causes of anxiety disorders. And we have the stressful causes, we have the biochemical causes, and we have the genetic factors also. We look at all these things last week. Okay. As well as symptoms that you exhibit when you're suffering from anxiety disorders.
Okay. So this week, let's begin a discussion by looking at the types of anxiety disorders that we have.
Yeah, when it comes to types of anxiety disorders, depending upon where one is looking at and the school of thought that you are looking at, but generally we classify them under 5 categories. Generally,
okay.
Others may have different classifications, but generally we want to look at the 5 common types. And the first one we look at is what we call the generalized anxiety disorder.
Okay.
Generalized anxiety disorder. The second one is what we call obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder. They have the panic disorders as the third one. The post-traumatic stress disorder, which is a common thing people know about it. Then you have what we call the social phobia or social anxiety disorder. I want to take them one after the other and explain. Okay. When we say generalized anxiety disorders, we're saying that these are characterized by excessive, uncontrollable, and unrealistic worry about everyday things. Okay? You worry, it's uncontrollable worry about everyday things, such as your health. You are worried about your health. Will I be sick? Will I have COVID? If I go out there, will I be this? Excessive about your health, your family, your friends, money or career. There are people who are unemployed, but they worry so excessively about their career. Others don't have money. Some people do not care whether they get Gary or not, they don't care. But some other people, without having money, will interfere in their daily activities, and it takes a longer time for them to overcome it. This is a generalized anxiety disorder. People with this disorder, they worry constantly and irrationally about harm affecting themselves or their loved ones. Okay? They worry that there will be some harm happening to themselves or their loved ones, and this worry is accompanied by a feeling of constant apprehension. Okay, then this leads to when you have this kind of anxiety disorder, it leads to muscle tension. Okay, it leads to inability to relax. You'll be there, you feel so tense, you can't even relax. You are irritable, okay? You feel restlessness, and you have a disturbed sleep. You can't even sleep. Then avoidance of news. You don't want to even listen to news, want to read the newspaper, nothing. You have restricted activities due to excessive worries about what could happen. Because your activities are restricted because you don't even know what will happen. And because of this, you even try not to do anything at all. So you see how it is interfering in your daily life activities. So when the worry is transient. When it is temporary, it comes and it goes. We don't call it a disorder. But when this worry stops you from doing your life activities, okay, you worry about money, about your family, about your friends, or what could come excessively, this is a generalized anxiety disorder.
Okay.
So that's one of them.
Okay. The next one.
Then look at what we call the obsessive compulsive disorder. This is an anxiety disorder characterized by recurrent unwanted thoughts or obsessions or repetitive behavior. So you are so much obsessed with a certain thought of death. It recurs. Thought of some harm coming to you, it recurs. And you are obsessed with those thoughts. So because of this kind of thought obsessions, you get involved in repetitive behaviors in order to forget about this stuff. Because you are constantly thinking about this kind of thoughts that are interfering in your activities. You tend to do some repetitive acts in order to help you to perhaps forget about these thoughts. Some people, they'll be washing their hands frequently, not this kind of hand washing activity we're going about. But some people, because of this thing, they have a repetitive action of washing their hands all the time. Some people will also be counting. They'll be counting the 1, 2, 3. You see the books, they'll be counting. You see cars going, they'll be counting. They will start counting every 10 in the room. Just to help them to forget about some of these thoughts. Others will be checking or cleaning the room unnecessarily. You can see some people, they can clean the room 100 times in a day. Okay? Just to occupy themselves, to clear some of these repetitive and recurrent thoughts that are happening. And as I have said, they do all these repetitive acts with the hope of preventing obsessive thoughts or making them go away. But they are short-lived. Once you are doing these things, perhaps the thought will not come at that particular moment. But when you finish,
stop,
they will come back.
Yeah.
Because it is a disorder. Okay, so that is one.
So from what you are saying, if I get the understanding, as well as my viewers are also listening, then generalized anxiety disorder has to do with exaggerated worry and tension.
Yes.
Then the obsessive compulsive disorder has to do with what you call repetitive behaviors.
No, they are recurrent thoughts. Obsessions.
Okay.
That come to you.
Okay.
For instance, there's one particular thing you have been thinking about which is affecting your life negatively. And you can't let go of that thought.
Okay.
To understand that it is interfering in your daily life.
Okay. So
and perhaps you want to do something to clear it off.
Okay. Okay, let's go on with the others.
Then look at the panic disorders. Panic. We are all familiar with the word panic.
Yeah.
So this involves brief or sudden attacks of intense terror. You have a sudden attack of intense terror and apprehension. All of a sudden, attack of terror, fear comes in. Okay, so panic disorder is characterized by unexpected and repeated episodes of intense fear accompanied by physical symptoms that may include chest pain. So you are there, all of a sudden, you are caught up in some fear, unexplained fear. Okay, that's a panic. Okay, panic. Okay, and this one will be accompanied by a kind of chest pain, heart palpitations, shortness of breath, dizziness, or even abdominal distress. Okay, you don't think about it. You are there, and all of a sudden the panic comes, and the panic is accompanied by this kind of physical reactions.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So sometimes you'll be there, all of a sudden you see you are sweating. You go through some panic and you start sweating, and you ask yourself what actually happened, and you can't even explain what happened. But remember, there is a premeditated thing that has happened before, and the panic just comes.
Okay.
Terror just comes.
Okay.
Because that's a panic disorder. And remember, these panic disorders, we have specific phobias that may be associated with it. But I don't want to go in there. But I hope you have heard what we call panic attack. You've heard of panic attack before.
Yeah.
You are there all of a sudden, within a short time, something happens to you, your heart starts boom, 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 boom. Then you'll be sweating, you feel dizzy. That's a panic attack.
Okay.
It comes all of a sudden, but it's short-lived. It also comes. So that's what they call a panic disorder. Then we have what they call a post-traumatic
stress disorder. Yeah.
Okay. Then this one, you see, we can explain this one with this background. Some people might have gone through some traumatic experiences in life, such as accidents,
Okay.
loss, death, divorce, abuse. We have what to call traumatic life events. Can also be torture. It can be war. Those who have experienced war. Or sometimes be personal violence. These people can feel the terror long after the event is over.
Yeah.
Somebody who has gone through a war situation, okay, and survived the war, that person may go to a terror long after the event is over. And if you remember, the veterans, those who went on war, okay, and those who are even alive, they still remember the events, the trauma, what that they went through. So we are saying that these events, people can feel the trauma, the terror long after the event is even over. And we are saying that not everyone may experience post-traumatic stress disorder after this event, but some people may experience it.
Okay.
So people with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, repeatedly, listen to they repeatedly relive the traumatic event through intrusive, distressful recollections such as nightmare or flashbacks. The event is over, but these people, they are taught to intrude. They have intrusive thoughts about what happened, and they can come in the form of nightmares or even dreams. Okay, so the events are over. Sometimes they will sleep and they will shout. They have nightmares. Okay, and they have terrible dreams, although the event is over.
Okay,
so these people may be suffering post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
The flashbacks are often triggered. The flashbacks are often triggered related to the experience, which the person tries to avoid. Okay, so when the person goes to an experience which is a bit related to the terror the person went through, it triggers the event again. And the person wants to relive that experience once again. So the traumatic experience is repeatedly relived through intrusive memories, distressing dreams, and flashbacks. And this leads to sleep disturbance, nightmares, I've said it, irritability, or outbursts of anger. So the person will get so angry, and you may think that you've done something to the person. No, but perhaps it's not something that you have done today, but something that has happened. And sometimes people who are suffering that one, when somebody has done something to them a long time ago, they see you and you based on resemblance to that person,
they transfer to you.
They even get angry with you. Okay, because you remind them of the violence they might have gone through. Okay? Sometimes even your name, Emmanuel, perhaps the person who subjected them to that trauma is called Emmanuel. They see that you are called Emmanuel, they get so much angry with you, meanwhile you've not done anything to them. They are trying to relive the situation. Some people too, if they see that there's war, although they're not going to the war today, they see some war on television, they start to relive that experience they went through. Or they see videos of torture, they start to cry to relive that experience again. They are going through that camp.
Viewers, if you just join us, you are watching Voice GH, and today we are having a discussion on anxiety disorders. This is the second part of the discussion we began last week. As I always tell you, this platform is to help you meet life head on. As we are doing this COVID-19 pandemic, where so many of us, our life have been thrown off gear, that we come up with this program, Let's Talk, to provide counseling for you so as to help you to go through your life. So go on with the last,
Or we call them social phobia.
Yeah.
Social phobia. This is what involves overwhelming worry and self-consciousness about everyday social interactions. And you worry about social interactions and you have excessive consciousness. And the worry often centers on the fear of being judged by others negatively or behaving in a way that might cause embarrassment or lead to ridicule.
Okay.
You can do the thing, but you're afraid that if I do it, how will people react?
Yeah.
Yes. So perhaps, even on WhatsApp groups,
Yeah.
some people cannot even contribute.
Type, yeah.
They can't contribute on platforms.
Yeah.
But if I say this, how would they react? So they can't. Others, they are a social gathering. They can't do anything. But they fear when they speak, people don't accept what they say. And so they want to keep it to themselves. Although they may want to express brilliant ideas. In the classroom, they may have the best of ideas, they can't express it because they think people will take it negatively. Or people will be so hard on them, so they will not even want to talk at all. That's social phobia. Okay? Or they don't even want to be associated with any event because of the fear, the worry that may come. So they want to stay. So we say that social phobia can interfere significantly with a person's life because people cope by avoiding the social situation. I'll not even go there at all. It's better. If I don't go to them, I'll not have any problem. I'll not even contribute on the platform at all. Let him stay put. Or enjoy it with intense distress. Or if they come out there, they'll enjoy it with intense distress. And they are going through a lot because of the social activity they're going through. Okay, that is it. They may limit what they do in front of others. Because of the social phobia, they may limit what they do in front of other people. Even eating. If they come to people, they think when they eat, people will be judging them, hey, look at how they eat, how they hold a spoon. Hey, they eat hurriedly. People are judging them. Even drinking, they don't want to drink. Or at best, they will withdraw from contact with others.
Okay.
They don't want it. So that's the social phobia.
Okay. So viewers, I know you are wondering whether with all these explanations, is the situation that bleak? And what can be done to rectify the situation for people who are exhibiting these types of anxiety disorders? Is there hope for them?
There's hope. Okay. Before we go there, I will let the viewers understand that these are the general categories, but there are other specific categories, such as what we call the agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is the intense fear of something worse happening to you when you're in a building or you're in a particular area. For instance, you go to the mall or the ShopRite and you fear, should there be fire outbreak, what will happen to me? So you fear. So these are what we call the specific phobias. We don't want to go into it. We'll find time to look at it. But our hope is not lost when it comes to the phobias. Okay, there's others. Because we have some treatment options. Okay, and we are saying here that anxiety disorders can be very effectively treated. That one is established. But we're also saying that although each disorder has its own specific characteristics, most respond well to two main treatment options. Psychological treatment and medications. So we are saying that either may be effective, but when you combine both psychological and medical treatment, you can have a long-lasting effect. Circumstances.
So on that note, your final words?
Not yet. I want to explain a bit these options.
So
when it comes to the psychological treatments, there's one therapy called the cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay, this therapy aims at changing people's patterns of thinking, behaviors and beliefs that may trigger the anxiety. So in counseling, what are we looking at? We're looking at the source of the anxiety. So this CBT will tackle the source of anxiety and help the person restructure the person's thinking.
Readjustment
to help the person to overcome the anxiety. So this is a psychological treatment. We also look at some anxiety management and relaxation techniques. We can have a music therapy, play therapy, meditation, and a lot of reflective activities will also help to calm the person down. So music can do a trick. If you're going through a lot of anxiety, a lot of you're able to concentrate, just put the earpiece in your ears and listen to very good music. It can help to calm you down. So when it comes to the medications, we have what we call the antidepressants. There are forms of medications that are
available for them.
Available for them. Then we have the anti-anxiety medications. They can also be used for them. But in all, I being a counselor, I have been using most the psychological techniques. With music therapy and the CBT and some other things to help people. So that's my final ways.
Friends, there are treatments, and all these treatment could be psychological or medical. See a counselor or get in touch with your doctor, and things will work out for you. Till you come here with another episode of Let's Talk, keep faith alive, and God richly bless you.